recording. We are recording.
On the air.
We're on the air.
We're on the air
That's
right
the
now.
term.
We're live.
Yeah.
We're live. F it. We'll do it live.
F it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Now I have to bleep
Fuck
that.
it. Fuck.
Is that right? Is there no fucking cursing on this goddamn?
I don't know. Can we curse on this?
We can curse on this. I
But
think.
Fletcher can.
I mean, we are on Ruinous Media, the #1 Christian podcast
yeah,
network.
exactly. Hey, however you get your sponsorship, it's important.
Yeah, which reminds me, are your Bible needs not being met by all the religious stores in your area? Go to Bible.com.
Yeah, Sean. Thanks for bringing that up. If you type in promo code off the records at Bible.com, you get 10% off your first Bible.
Wow. They got rosaries. They got trinkets. They got mislets.
And you get, if you order within the next 24 hours, you get a free ounce of holy water.
Oh, that's a great deal.
It's great. Yeah,
I need that.
Yeah.
Because you want to know what? My family's been acting out.
I threw some holy water on my kids last night. And I got to say, it works. So Bible.com /ruinous / off the records. And then 2 slashes Jesus.
2 crosses.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Off the Records with B Money and the comment. Ah woo!
Ah woo!
Woo.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. See,
right
some
in.
people join, some people don't.
I don't want to be a dog about it, but I'll say woo.
We're wolves.
Oh, wolves. Okay.
We're wolfmen.
Yeah, we're Wolfmen. We're Wolfmen Jack.
Yeah, you're both. This is American Graffiti. I've walked in and you're like, that's not me. I'm just the guy who works at this radio station.
Yeah, I have to. Maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe I'll be a Frankenstein.
Okay.
No, awoo's
So
good.
I'll go awoo. You go. I talk about Frankenstein a lot.
Yeah.
I like Frankenstein. I think he's the best big green guy.
More than
Incredible
Shrek?
Hulk. Shrek.
More than Shrek. I think he's so much better than Shrek.
Frankenstein is cool.
Yeah. He
You get
killed that
one.
little girl, and it was like sad and beautiful.
It was an accident.
Yeah, that's why it was sad
He
and
did
beautiful.
it, yeah.
There was a poignancy to murdering that child.
I saw, Guillermo del Toro's making a new Frankenstein movie.
Yeah.
And people were really upset because they were like, there was some reviewer who reviewed it after like the Venice Film Festival where he was like, I don't like this because it made Dr. Frankenstein the villain of the movie.
The guy who made the monster.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's like the whole point, right? Like, Frankenstein's not a bad guy; he's a good guy.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. It's the humans.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer didn't do anything bad.
It was the chemicals.
Why are you making that guy look like a jerk?
Yeah, if Oppenheimer the Japanese were the bad guys, they're not. We know that now.
What do we do? Drop a bunch of Sony Walkmen on them? We listened to the Dice Clay album, and it was a lot more racist than I had remembered.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were expecting it to be a 9 out of 10 racist, and it was 10 out of 10.
Wow. Yeah, I guess if he's going to be sexist,
There was a
you
lot
might as well
of,
be racist,
I'm going to
too.
turn it up to 11.
Racist towards who? Everyone that isn't a white man who is from Brooklyn or whatever?
Yeah, white men from Brooklyn got off easy on that album.
White men from Brooklyn.
Straight white men.
Yeah.
There was a lot of gay stuff in
Yeah, there was a lot of gay stuff.
Yeah, sure. But that's what he was doing. He was representing the voice of hate
Yes.
in a fun way.
I mean, that album, Dice, was so... It was like a hate rally.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that. We're
No.
talking. Well, and we're
Why would
also we have to introduce
Yeah.
our guest.
Hello.
Seth Pomeroy.
It's me.
Yeah, Pomeroy.
Hello, Seth Pomeroy.
Yeah, documentarian,
Sure.
comedian, rock on tour.
I've done it all.
We like saying rock on tour.
Yeah. That means liar.
But
Is that right?
this is so crazy that you're here because
Yeah.
we knew each other 15 years, no, longer than that.
I think,
probably
yeah.
18 years ago.
Yeah, what year was that?
2007.
Holy shit.
Holy
yeah.
moly.
Yeah, for sure. I had hair.
You did have
I
hair.
had hair. It was like a dusty sort of, the wind blew. It was uncomfortable.
But no. You should have seen this guy's hair.
Yeah, and sideburns.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dice would have referred to it as a hair pie.
You should have
Yeah.
kept the sideburns.
I know. I
No
really
hair
should've.
sideburns is
That's
a
right.
good look. No hair beard. That's an interesting one too.
That's
You opened for Jonah Ray, myself, Nick Maritato, Andrew Wright on the Stillborn in the USA
Hell
tour.
yeah.
In the Southern dates,
Yeah.
with a puppet act.
with a puppet show, because that's how I sort of. Well, my brother Eric used to do puppet shows, so that was like, and he was like, "You can write. You should write these puppet shows." So I did, and we did a ton of them. We ended up opening for Patton Oswalt, Zach Galifianakis, all through Henry Owens, which is who put that tour together.
Yeah.
And Henry loved our puppet show, so we did these absurdist. I mean, they were sort of
what
like.
was the name of the puppet?
That one was. I feel like it was Van Helsing. It was like a parody of Van Helsing. It was Eddie Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I came along on the tour, and I never did the puppeting stuff. I just wrote them. Although I don't know if I wrote that one or not. But I wrote a shitload of them with my brother, and they were kind of like Simpsons adjacent parody kind of. Treehouse of Horror. I think that's actually how we started. It was like Halloween stuff, No,
Nick Maritato and I, to this day, put you on a pedestal because you introduced us to the Modern Lovers. And
is that right?
That is,
Fuck yeah!
And it was
yeah.
truly the best thing that happened to me the entire year of
rules.
2007.
Hell yeah! So that's we were talking earlier. It's like when you discover these gyms or whatever, but then eventually you run out of that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a pretty good like third tier after you've heard like Pavement a bunch.
Oh no!
like,
I mean,
Lou
like
Reed or
they've
something.
never left since you introduced them. Like,
that rules. Though. That makes me
yeah,
happy.
it must have been like the guy who introduced the second guy to fire.
yeah. That's what I'll carry.
When Frankenstein introduced,
yeah,
when those townspeople introduced Frankenstein to fire.
Frankenstein, the greatest green man.
Oh my God, my number one green
the
guy.
world's greatest green man.
I go Frankenstein, Kermit, and then the Wicked Witch.
A swamp thing,
that's good.
maybe.
Swamp thing.
He ain't on my list.
What's good
Yeah.
green? Yeah.
I don't like the race mixing in Swamp Thing.
Count Duckula. Count Duckula was green.
Who's Count Duckula?
It's like a British cartoon that like Banana Man and
Yeah.
that whole era of stuff. Like they played that on American like Saturday morning cartoons for a while. So like I was super into Banana Man and Count Duckula, and I forgot. And then I saw a trailer for it on YouTube, and I was like, "This is why I'm the way I am. This is where it all started." Count Duckula.
Count Duckula, man.
That's how your 40s work. You're like, maybe this is the reason why I'm the way I
You
am.
always try to pinpoint it.
Yeah, which Dracula adjacent?
Yeah, because everyone has.
Yeah.
It's very strange because there are, there's always the crossroads, and like there is a moment in time where you could have been normal and that you chose the wrong path.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
do wonder if it was because of Camp Candy for me.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I love Camp Candy. Yeah, I fucking love Camp Candy.
Did you watch Camp Candy, Brendan?
I read the comic books even.
No, I don't know
John
what
Candy's cartoon where he plays a camp counselor?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, is it good? I don't know the answer to that. But I definitely saw it a lot.
I was inspired by Count Floyd, Dracula adjacent.
He
guy
is
there,
Dracula
Joe
adjacent.
Flaherty.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and that set me on a.
I mean, hell yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry, I
Hell's-
forgot I was a Christian.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say hell.
Yeah, heavens, yes.
Fuck. I mean, darn it, or whatever. Dag nabbit.
Count Floyd Count Floyd would howl at the beginning of his. And he
Yeah.
would cough,
You
and then he would
pinpointed
cough.
it. Yeah, that's what it's about. You figured out where it all
So
started.
SCTV was you could have been an SNL guy and been a lawyer right now, but you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, said I'm a homeless guy. SCTV, there's not a weak link in that whole chain.
No,
there.
I mean, like even as a kid, I didn't 100% get like Andrea Martin.
Andrea Martin, that's what I was.
But
gonna
now
say.
I fucking get her,
Yeah.
and I think she's like honestly like a top 5 comedic talent.
Yeah.
She's so good. Robin Duke, maybe. It's so weird that I'm pinpointing all the women.
She was
Yeah,
on
you
SCTV?
hated women
The
growing up.
late,
clearly.
the late season. No, I totally got Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
She was the mommy from Home Alone,
yeah.
and John Hurt was the daddy.
All right, we're so off topic.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we are.
Why?
Anyways,
Why would we be
puppet
on
shows.
top?
I made
don't even know
puppet
what-
shows once. That's where we left off.
I have some puppets here. Maybe we
What
can
was
play
the
with some
name
puppets.
of the puppet troupe?
Oh, Pull the Strings Players, which is
Yeah.
an Ed Wood reference.
Yeah.
Pull the
Hey,
strings.
Pull the Strings, yeah.
Oh my God, what a tour that was!
Yeah, it was really fun.
Jonah Ray and we almost did a 10-year anniversary,
Oh wow.
but like then we couldn't get it together. But I'm shooting for a 20-year anniversary.
Fuck
'cause
yeah.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if Andrew Wright still does comedy.
Oh, really?
And then Drennan Quinn is now an improviser in New York, and it was you guys. So
Yeah.
prepare for an email.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love emails. Please send me, if anyone wants to send me an email, Bible.com, Seth at Bible.com.
Seth at Bible.com.
I'll answer.
I will see. I'm sure those emails, that's Bible.com's got to be taken.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, no, it's hardcore porn.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Pull the strings. Golov.
But yeah, that was super fun. So yeah, I did that once, but not forever. Then I did sketch comedy shit in Nashville, and I ran a bunch of shows. I hosted shows there, and I made a movie about Chris Crofton.
Well, we just had Chris Crofton on the show, and you made a documentary about him. And the first time we had communicated, I think, was just on Twitter. You made a documentary about the band Silkworm.
Yeah.
That I'm a huge fan of. I think I said that right.
Oh, it was Silkworm, not Silkwood.
Yeah.
I thought you made a documentary about
About
that
the
one.
movie
Yeah,
Silkwood?
the movie of Silkwood.
Yeah, I definitely.
You tracked how Cher's acting career.
Yeah, exactly.
What-
And the conspiracy behind it that was based on a true story.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, this is an important part of my
I
career.
was so wrong. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry.
I was married to Cher for a few years. Yeah.
Actually, Silkwood sounds like a good name, like comedy name, like Earthquake or what was the other guy?
Oh, yeah.
Starship.
Silkwood.
Starship. Yeah,
Comedian Silkwood.
Silkwood.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have to have like a big suit with lots of buttons on it.
Yeah.
Maybe be a different kind of guy.
Yeah, you got to throw comedian in front of it. Comedian Silkwood.
Comedian Silkwood.
That tells you what's happening.
Yeah, there's do not come here thinking I'm a whistleblower, although I will blow a whistle.
Yeah, at the end of every joke, one of the things
not
I'll
bad.
do is pull out a giant whistle and blow it. And everyone's like, comedian Silkwood, he fucking did it again.
But yeah, she made the documentary about
Yeah,
Silkworm.
yeah, which is awesome. I mean, because like they were a band, especially at that time, that not a lot of people knew about. It was before Spotify. I mean, a big reason why I made it was I was worried their drummer was killed and they stopped. But they were a band from, I mean, technically 1987 to 2005, but first album was like 92, 94. So anyways, I thought no one's ever going to fucking know this was like really great music. They have a very distinct character, like that's totally unique, I think. You know, hell yeah, there's Firewater right there.
That's that's my favorite album of theirs.
Yeah.
And before Spotify, the way I was introduced to this album was I found the CD on the street when I was walking down the street in Austin,
How
Texas.
cool is that? That's the best way to hear Silkworm too. And you picked it up and it said "Killing My Ass" on the back of it, and you were like, "What the fuck is this?" Also, that's another thing about them. Like these song titles are so crazy. Like the lure of beauty, you know, tarnished angel, it's shit like that. I fell in love with them because there's just such a weird, almost like a collection of short stories band. You know, it's
funny too because a band that I like so much, like you were just saying, I couldn't name any song titles.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm like, oh, I like that album.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite song? I like the first one and
Yeah.
the third one. And same with like Slint, Spiderland. I'm
Sure.
like,
yeah.
I don't know, it's a good album. I don't know any of the song titles.
I'm not good with song titles or lyrics. In fact, sometimes I'll like have a song that I've like loved for like 15 years, and then I like see the lyrics, and I'm like, oh my god.
That happens with me. And like when you get into
It's
like,
another Nazi song.
Yeah.
Why do I like this?
No, literally, there's a band I love, the Gun Club, that I'm
they're great.
obsessed with. Like, and when I like looked up their lyrics, I'm like, they're just like saying the N-word.
There is some that was a weird LA punk thing. There's an X song that says that. The song Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Where
where it's about her best friend and how like it's kind of pro the best friend. And the best friend was like, if you read enough like books about like the LA punk scene, they all mention that friend being such a disruptor. Her name was like Young Farrah Fawcett. Like, and she got run out of the scene because she was just actually racist.
Oh my god!
And then Los Angeles is about
her,
and how like she couldn't cut it, but it's not because she was racist.
Oh my god! I know I used to have an ex Los Angeles shirt. And it has the lyrics on the back, and then I'm like standing in line one day and I'm stoned and I'm like, oh no, there's the N word on my fucking back right now.
God, sometimes those lyrics sneak up on you. Like I remember doing Money for Nothing at a karaoke, and I was like, oh no, because there's like the whole
is
thing
there?
where he
The
just starts
gay-
saying the F word.
Yeah, yeah. The
Really?
gay F word.
Holy
Yeah, yeah.
shit, the gay F word.
Which they cut out of the radio version. Of,
Yeah,
of
which
it, yeah.
Why
yeah,
wouldn't
like
the
they did
karaoke
play
be
that
the-
on MTV,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is a fun song. Like, I want to do like the I Want My MTV
Yeah.
part and like play like air guitar." And then I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh no," because it's like, but it's supposed to be satirical, but
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, so is everything.
but that Japanese part didn't know that.
yeah. Yeah, that's horrible. I was going to say another thing. Like when I listened to I got into XTC a whole bunch and I was like, whoa,
Oh, yeah.
they're so fucking great. I love their records so much. And they're very art driven records. So they're not always on the album cover and stuff. And then I saw the video for Making Plans for Nigel and it's so terrible. And they look like such idiots that I was like, wait, is this music dumb as hell? I hate when you find out you whatever you saw was like your perception of it. And then you see the actual marketing of it and you're like, oh no, I never would have.
Yeah, I think you just got to chalk it up to them being young and not having any
easy.
power to push back. And like people are on cocaine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's like a Lords of the New Church video that got banned from MTV, which MTV was like, this is pro pedophilia. And the band was like, we didn't see it that way.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it's always fun. But Silkworm, they only made one music video, and it's not very representative of what they do, anyways. So,
Well, where can people watch the Silkworm?
oh,
documentary?
Bible.com. It's buy.couldn'tyouvait.com. And then, or just couldn'tyouvait.com. It'll take you to there as well. There's a ton of special features and live performances and shit that we put out on there. And, one day it'll be on streaming crap. It's just a matter that I'm the only person that made it in any capacity. Yeah. So that would mean I would have to do a bunch of extra shit out of nowhere.
Right.
But I will do that eventually.
And they're back together.
Sort of, yeah. They're doing like an alternate version of the band now. So, like I said, Michael, their drummer, was killed, and
That's a rotten story too. He's killed by was she drunk or she was just trying to kill herself?
She was trying to kill herself. Yeah. And she was like,
a young woman smashed into him.
This fucked up lady who was like wanted to be a supermodel. She worked as a stripper. She had like all these serious issues and there was liquor in her car and stuff, but she wasn't drunk. But she was having a pretty like reckless life and was definitely like trying to end her life. And he was at a fucking stoplight with two of his coworkers from Shure. And all three of them got killed.
Jesus Christ.
And she injured some other people too. But, Tim from Silkworm, if you watch the movie, he's like one of the fucking smartest guys ever. And he's so calm and collected. And he's an inspiration, really, of like how to be an adult. Because I made the movie when I was in my 20s. So it's like these guys, I was kind of like, you got fucked over, right? Yeah. They were like, that's not really how life works.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to hear that.
Oh, yeah. It was huge for me to hear it. Because, they were all very much like Andy Cohen, who's so fucking funny, the other singer in the band. He's
From
like
Bravo?
Yeah, that's right. I know.
I didn't realize he was in one of my favorite bands.
Hey,
now
man.
I love him twice as much.
Yeah, it's an art persona. No, but Andy's so funny. And one thing he was like, we weren't trying to like kick ass in like an indirect way. We were thinking these songs fucking rule and I would buy this record.
Yeah.
And that was great for me when I was young to hear these. I'm like, oh, it's like, that's all you need to.
Just love what you do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like you're working a day in your life.
Exactly. Like this right here.
Oh, it's a lot of work. Still.
I'm definitely working every day of my life.
Poor Andy Cohen from Silkworm.
Isn't it a
I
bummer?
hadn't thought about that.
I know.
Yeah, that's the worst.
know.
I mean, and I relate with the name Brendan Walsh.
Oh, is that right? Wait, is that Brendan Walsh?
The Beverly Hills 90210, there was a character, Brandon and Brenda Walsh.
Of course.
And like I had
Fuck,
to
of
change my
course.
name because there's a more famous Zendaya.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, to finish what I was saying about Tim is that about her doing that. He told me, this is not in the movie, I don't think, but he told me, he was like, look, at the end of the day, like, this woman has to live with this for the rest of her fucking life. Anyone she dates, anyone she talks to, her children, her friends, like you can Google her fucking name, So he was like, that's punishment enough as far as I'm concerned. Like her life is not going to be easy, So which I thought was just a really smart. We're just kind of like, obviously it's horrible, and obviously he has issues with this woman, but at the end of the day, people. They have to carry this shit with them. It's a different kind of hell.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about it. And, I don't want to, at the risk of sounding unpopular and playing devil's advocate, I don't think what she did is that bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it sucks to drive, and sometimes you gotta go faster.
I mean, I relate to her with, I had the
no.
same kind of career trajectory.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a supermodel. And wound up
exactly.
stripping, and
Yeah,
I do drive recklessly.
Yeah, in a convertible.
Wait, you wound up stripping.
Yeah.
Is that why you go by $10 handy?
Hell yeah.
No, that was actually I was a cover comedian. Now there are cover bands.
Yeah.
That was my Tim Allen cover band.
That's hilarious. I always wonder why there's not cover rappers. Why is someone not like doing Tupac covers? Can't you do it?
That might be going on in a different, like maybe we're just not around.
Yeah, maybe we
Yeah,
don't
there
know.
might be like
Places.
a tribute to like Changes, a tribute to Tupac. Or
Yeah.
like 2 Changes.
2
there
changes with 2
isn't-
chains.
That's that's interesting. Yeah, I've never come across it.
Is that weird?
There must. If there isn't, we should start one.
Yeah.
Fat Boys.
I mean, we should do the fat.
Look, I watched Crush Groove last night. I'm not joking. With the Fat Boys. In the scene
I'm hungry.
and there's a scene where he's like, what if we called ourselves the Fat Boys? And he's like, man, that's dope. And then like cuts to them being the Fat Boys on like Billboard top of the charts or something.
I love
Whoa.
Crush Groove.
It's pretty great.
I used to own that on VHS.
Yeah, I
It's-
love Crush Groove.
I love the scene when they're in the All You Can Eat song is so fucking good when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
they
they're
like
great.
tear up. They like full on Gremlins Asparos.
That's fantastic. I love it. Just like these fat boys are crazy. They'll eat everything. They'll throw shit. They're fat and stupid.
Oh man, a buffet hates to see them coming.
Yeah, they're not gonna do it the way a skinny man does. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, they're like folding a full pizza.
Yeah, it's insane. There's also another movie which I haven't seen, but I really want to call Disorderlies. That's
We're writing a sequel. We're writing a sequel where they're security guards.
Yeah.
How's that? Have you seen that? That's not good. Right?
Disorderlies it's kind of like an extended Three Stooges sketch.
It really is.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
there's like a wealthy dowager or like it's like a prim and proper butler, I remember.
Yeah.
Marx Brothers kind of. They hire the fat boys to come in and fuck it up.
You better
Yeah.
keep this orderly, fat. The fat gentleman.
That's awesome.
Maybe we should watch Disorderlies as a Patreon thing.
We do talk about it.
I would love
enough.
to watch.
We do talk about it a lot, and we at least have to outline. I know you're writing another real movie, but we could
Listen, if that movie's a hit, then we'll have a fast track to Disorderlies. We'll
I have a bunch of notes about this.
we'll have like Glenn Powell gain a lot of weight.
There's a dry erase board that just says fat gags. Marking them down. Ooh, eating a pizza. Falling down. Farting.
That is an interesting idea to get like attractive people in fat suits to play them, or
Oh, I
just
think they have to gain the weight.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Like I want, like how.
I mean, I'm more of a fan of discovering new fat talent. Too.
I mean, listen, I do think there's a lot of fat talent out there that
Fat talent. Start the talent agency right now.
really
Fat talent.
a fat
LLC.
talent agent is
FATALENT. We should start that agency.
talent.
For talent.
talent. Yeah, very only skinny people work there. Like it's not a judgment thing.
Yeah.
We just try to keep it clean over here. You guys are the talent. We're skinny. We're taking care of ourselves. We're
Can
on
we get you some
treadmills.
Slim Fast while you wait?
Yeah, that's great.
So you made a documentary about Chris Crofton, who we had on the show recently, and is that going to be playing at any festivals or anything coming up?
Yeah, that's sort of what we're trying to do. I mean, we played it in Nashville, like did a screening there, and played it in Los Angeles where we ran into each other.
Yeah.
And that went great. And I want to do some more screens around here, and then, we're trying to get into festivals, but it's you need people who can facilitate that, and luckily we've met some of those people. So we're hoping that works out. But the process of it is not totally. I don't have like next month that blah, blah, blah. You
Right.
can say, I don't know yet. But you can follow us at Chris Crofton Doc on Instagram, and there'll be tons of information there every time something's going on. So, and me and Chris Chris wants to take it on the road and show it and things. And, I live here, and I definitely want to show it here. So we'll see what happens. But, indie film, is it even a fucking thing anymore? I mean, not really.
I think it's coming back, though.
Yeah, it's-
maybe.
I think
like a Tubi movie.
yeah.
It's sort of a Tubi movie when I make.
Listen, make a Tubi movie.
Yeah, I think I did. They just aren't interested. But so we'll see. But eventually, it's easier to get on streaming services like Tubi and Apple TV now, and so like it will end up there.
And have you talked to Venmo Plus?
yeah, Venmo Plus, of course, Zelle. Yeah, yeah, definitely. They don't. Yeah, there's no tax on Zelle. That's why we go there. But anyway, so yeah, one way or another, it'll be out there. Follow Chris and follow Chris Croft and Doc, and it's got tons of great people in it that you probably all know. Johnny Pemberton, who was mentioned, Neil Hamburger, Josh Fadum. Who else is in this fucking movie? Dwayne Dennison from Jesus Lizard.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, some indie rockin' people.
Well, it's a well-made movie, yeah, even if you don't know who Chris is. And actually, I realized I didn't know a lot about Chris, even though I've known him for a while.
That's the thing. You never really, when you have like dude friends, you never really find out anything about them.
Until someone makes a documentary about that.
yeah, which I'm doing for both of these guys.
Yeah, it's like I've known him for 15 years, and that's his last name?
yeah. Right.
I'm like constantly getting yelled at by my wife about like when...
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think we talked about this as being like, well, like, how are their kids like in school? I'm like, I don't even. They have kids.
Yeah. And now that I have kids and you have kids, it's because I was on the other side of this for a while, but I realized there are some people that haven't met my kids yet. My daughter's 8.
Yeah, no, same.
Yeah, that's a long time. Yeah.
They're like, oh wow, that's. But I remember being in that position where it's like, oh yeah, that guy's got some kids or something. Who knows? I'm never gonna fucking see them.
Yeah.
Why would I be involved in a transaction?
Before I had kids, I was like, I'll meet the kids at their funeral.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll shake hands while we're pallbearers for my friend. Seth, you have picked an album that I've been eyeballing for a while. Bud Fletcher, and this is a sequel. Bud Fletcher returns to the Outhouse.
He's
Volume
coming back,
2,
folks. He's back at the Outhouse.
So Bud Fletcher, there's not a lot about him online outside of...
I love that. That means it's going to be even better.
Outside of that, he did a lot of albums with Outhouse in the title, but he is considered to be like the godfather of Cajun comedy.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Get ready for the voice.
He was the first humorist not to use malapropisms.
It's
so if I hear one malapropism, I'm going to fucking walk out.
Now, this is interesting. On the cover, it says for adults only, not licensed for airplay, but it also says censored instead of uncensored. So I don't...
Just to make you feel like it's dangerous.
We'll see what happens.
God, if it's
bleeped the entire time.
That'd be funny.
This Cajun man's talking about his dick, and it's just bleeped the entire time.
Make an album that's just all bleep.
I mean, honestly, this seems like a Fat Boys record. I mean, the titles are Bowel Action.
Well, let's first.
It's hotter than a pigeon's asshole.
I swear that's going to happen verbatim on this fucking thing.
We'll see. Well, let's see.
God, the names are so fucking good. Blow on the Hose, Flat Tire. That's a good stand-up set list.
We are living it up.
Well, it's the first time any of us are going to hear this, and hopefully we can understand what he's saying.
Yeah. Bud Fletcher.
Well, my good friend, that's Cyprien Robespierre at the Outhouse again.
Holy shit.
You know, the last time I talked in the Outhouse, they tell me they take that and they make a graphophone record with that. Well, I never did got to heard that.
He might be doing
my
a character.
My graphophone is break a long time ago. The spring get broke and I lose the crank, so I never did heard nothing. But now they ask me to come back and talk a little bit more, so I'm going to try to tell you just a few things.
This guy
The other day, Alexson tell me he's out riding around one night
definitely
with his
a put-on
girlfriend.
Cajun accent. He's talking like the X-Men Gambit.
yeah, exactly.
This is
Mon Ami.
Yeah.
I grew up in this era. I'm aware. Okay, so that's the introduction. Is that him or is that the...
We'll see.
And Alexson start run his hand up her leg there.
I think it's going to be like this the whole time.
When it get real hot, he push his hand up farther down.
This is just like Adam Sandler.
Honey, he said, I feel something, feel like a mouse.
And now a Cajun guy talks for 40 minutes.
There's no laughter. He's just at an outhouse.
It sounds like he's just in a room like we are with one other guy.
I mean, there hasn't been a laugh yet, but there was a guy coughing in the
so there's 4 dudes in the outhouse with their pants down.
Well,
it's all about that. I was smoking some gator tail.
Let's give it a. We haven't really given it a chance to breathe at all. So
let's let it.
Let's see what he does.
To got a physical checkup every once in a while. In fact, everybody ought to got that to be sure your health stay in good shape, you know. But Placide, he said, you must have suspicion you got something wrong, maybe think something fixing to happen, huh? Because you come here and ask for that examination on your own. Placide said, well, no, Doc, he said, it's nothing like that at all. He said, Doc, the only problem what I got there, every morning to 6 o'clock, he said, I have terrific bowel movement. The doc said, well, Placide, there ain't nothing wrong with that. In fact, everybody ought to got good bowel action every morning, you know, to be sure your system stay cleaned out good. Yeah, but Doc, he said, the problem is this. He said, I don't generally wake up till 7.
Shit's the bed.
Yeah. You know, a preacher was telling me, he said, let me tell you what happened the other night. Man, he said, it must have been about to midnight. I hear terrible banging on the door. So he said, I wake up and I go downstairs there, and he said, it's a young couple want to get married. So I say, well, that's fine. When young people in love like that, they want to get married, that's the thing to done, you know. So I tell him to just come in and sit down there, and I'm going to go put my clothes. So when I come back downstairs after I dress, man, we sit around and talk just a few minutes, and then I perform that marriage ceremony. So when it's all over, I wish them luck and shake hand, you know, and tell them I hope they got all kind of success there. And they start walking off. God, dog, I never hear argument like that. Man, they start arguing, force and back, in fact, almost come to fight. I said, children, look, hold on, man, I just marry you young people. You're supposing to be in love with one another, man, not fighting like that, so you don't want to cut up like that. And the boy, he said, well, preacher, it's all my wife's fault. Man, she's so unreasonable. She said, no, preacher, now it's not me, it's my husband. He said, well, now hold on, look, he said, told me what that argument's all about. Maybe I can help you to straighten that out. You know? And the fella, he said, well, preacher said that's my wife's fault. Said she want to go eat first. I know it's not too long ago.
She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to have sex right away. It was a waiting.
They were married,
and
he was ready to fuck it. She was like, "I want to eat first."
Yeah.
Okay.
That took about 15 minutes to get to the part that was the joke.
It's this is insane to me.
I mean, this is anybody who has any aspirations to do anything. You really don't have any excuse. Like, if you want to make a record, just fucking do it. This guy can't even talk.
Yeah. He can't talk. There's 8 people. I think they're actually all in an outhouse.
My God. And they're like, what are they doing while he's taking 20 minutes to get to the punchline?
They have to be like, my mouth was agape the entire time. Like, I had closed my eyes to pay attention more.
This guy, there's an album called 30 Years in the Outhouse. So that must have come out. I mean, maybe this is just all a gag. I don't.
It's incredible that there was no joke for that long.
But you are right. Like, he's mixing Cajun and slipping into Peter Sellers and Dr. Strangelove, like German voice.
Yeah, Billy Wilder. He sounds like
Billy
Wilder.
He really does sound like,
Talking about working with Marilyn Monroe. It's the same story, I think. Eat first.
He was born in. He was born in 1907.
Okay.
In Iota, Louisiana. And he died July 26th, 1979 in Lafayette, Louisiana.
In the outhouse.
While he was taking a shit.
His bowel action, his morning bowel action.
So I talking to a dog, and then the dog said to me, he goes, a rough. And then I go, that's a funny thing for a dog to say.
Now, dog, they're not like people. They're like, okay, you can finish the bit or get to the joke.
He was like, what were you expecting a dog to say?
This guy has...
Oh, man, this is great.
He has multiple albums. He has 1, 2, 3, 4... He has like 5 of these Outhouse albums. problems.
I hope they get better by the volume 5.
There's another one called Bud Fletcher Goes to Washington.
Oh wow! Like Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
We'll see. I'll
Stands
see
up
if
for
I
the
can-
American dream.
Anyway, that's why I think slavery should still exist.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Smith goes to Washington. He gives that big speech and he's exhausted, and it's just one Bud Fletcher joke. It's like 45 minutes. They're like, yeah, fuck it. Well, yeah, we changed the vote. Yeah, it's that. Whatever that guy said.
Well, let's not put any words in Bud Fletcher's mouth because he barely did that himself.
I was to New Orleans not too long ago, and I'm talking with a doctor down there, and they was kind of got convention something. Anyhow, he tell me that 10 years ago when they all graduate from the same college for doctors, medicine stuff, you know, they decide that when they're going, after they graduate and got their practice going, they're going to meet there 10 years later for kind of, how you call that, reunionize, something like that.
No right.
Then they're going to discuss their progress, what they done, stuff like that. So one of them doctor, he said, well, he said, you know something? He says, a few years ago, he said, they bring this beautiful girl into the hospital there. She was in terrible automobile accident. And says she get her leg almost cut completely off. And with plastic surgery, he said, put that leg back together.
There's
And
a phone
today,
ringing.
that girl, she's one of the best dancers what you gonna find any place.
That's his agent. He's like, just stop.
For that, he shall get $10,000. So the next doctor, he said, well, you know, he said, I got something almost the same like that happened to my hospital. He said they bring one of these poor women in there, and she's in, I don't know, some kind of terrible collision,
He
something.
never knows the information.
And she get her face all cut up bad,
sure what
man,
it's
get
called.
half her hair cut off and stuff. And man, let me tell you, that's a mess. But with that plastic surgery, I fixed her face more beautiful than it ever was, you know, and put everything back. And today, that girl is one of the best model what they got on Fifth Avenue. And for that, he said, I'll get $25,000. So the third doctor, he speak up. He said, well, he said, let me tell you one thing. He said, I start my practice over there close on a Navy base, you know. And he said, one day, one of them sailor boy come in there. And he said, with that plastic surgery, he said, I graft 2 titties on his back. And let me tell you one thing. If he's behind a whole lot, we're going to be millionaires one of these days.
God.
This is
You know, the other day,
A lot of work for titties on the back. Holy shit.
This is baffling.
It's insane.
this is insane. Yeah, this is. I mean, but it's like, yeah, we should have pre-screened this one.
Yeah, I think this is the kind of thing too where you'd buy like a random thing at a used record store and you're like, oh, this is gonna be fucking hilarious, and you get stoned with your friends and you're like, wait, this isn't funny at all.
No, this is awful.
Now I own
now-
this forever.
Now we die after listening to it.
I mean, I can't imagine there's a closer, an opener. Like what? It's just him talking.
Seems
I think
like
he
a guy-
finally answers the phone.
At the end of it, he answers the phone. That would be incredible.
It seems like a guy who's just like kind of wandered out of somewhere.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, he probably had like a traumatic brain injury in the war, and they're like, we all just got to support Bud.
Let him return to the outhouse. Let him come back.
But
Slow.
on occasion, we're fast talkers. Like,
That's what
I
I was
know.
expecting.
I
like,
know.
you know, hey everybody, you ever
Yeah.
go to outhouse and the fucking
yeah,
hand
I
reaches
know,
up?
just like, oh, alligator with an a-hole.
Yeah, instead it's just a weird. It's like a guy you work with starts telling you a story, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Fuck, this is
Yeah,
never gonna
this
end." Is it?
sucks,
I
like-
don't know what this is.
Why are you talking to the guy who owns the circus?
Wait, let me try something here.
And I'll tell him that.
And he said, well, you got it back, huh?
Oh, that's
well,
better.
Sure, I got it back. Well, he said, you bought it in the bag, huh? God bless. I said, of course they're in the bag. Well, he said, you can't open the bag and take one out? I guess I can if I want to, but damn if I feel like doing anything like that. Well, he said, you don't got a zipper on your bag? I said, no, I don't got no zipper. Maybe I'm just the old-fashioned type, I guess.
This is
Then he
better.
asked
This
me
is better.
if I
It's
know
got a
how to
Looney
hold my
Tunes
club.
quality now.
Well, I said, man, after 50 years, I should got some pretty good idea how to hold that, And I tell him so. He said, well, now, when you take your club in both hands, well, right there, I know he didn't know what he was talking about. Then he said, you swing your club over your shoulder. And I said, no, that's me. That's not me, my friend. That's my brother. What you thinking about now? Then he asked me.
Peter
He said,
Lorre is a
you know how
Peter
to hold your
Lorre
club?
thing
Yeah,
going on.
And before I thought, I said, yeah.
I mean, we have a whole other side. to
This is
listen to.
insane. This is a whole album of this.
It's all your fault.
You
Seth.
know, I'm responsible.
there
I
were
feel
some
like.
good. There were some other options.
I was
that we
hoping to
gave
find
you.
another comedian to make a documentary about. I thought
Yeah.
maybe this could be it, Bud Fletcher. I was also going to say, if you speed up a Silkworm record, particularly in particular Firewater, they sound a lot like Blues Traveler.
Oh, interesting.
And I told Tim Midget this once, the guy from Silkworm, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I could see that." He was like, "Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense."
Drink and drink, you never got a reason, but you put it on my tab. You put it on my tab.
Oh, you drink and drink, you never got a reason, but you take what you should have left and leave what you should have grabbed.
I just feel like we're not going to find any uncovered gem here. So can we listen to a track real slow? I want to see how.
I can't make it go any slower than
Yeah.
the regular speed. I mean, I could put my finger on it. Or
I mean, it's not like you want to keep the record in any capacity.
No, I think you have to
Then you
put this
take
in
your
like one of
part.
those like neighborhood
Well, I
libraries.
said, now hold on, what's a putter? Well, he said, that's the smallest club made. Well, I said,
Hit it, DJ.
It's a putter. And he said, with that, you put your ball in the hole. Oh, master, hold on. I say, you mean the putter? Well, I said, look, I've been around a league beat, and I believe I know better than that.
I can't even. I don't even understand how this happened. Like, who told him you need to start making some records, man? Maybe it was somebody just to get out of a conversation with him. They were like, you know what you should do? Start recording this right now. We're right outside of Sun Studios.
Yeah, there's an outhouse around back.
This is
Lunatics.
actually interesting. He started his career in like the 30s, and he was a musician as well. And his comedy, he's mostly remembered for having the most audience suicides of any.
I mean, I don't want to shit on the guy's memory, but I mean, maybe he's like, here's what I'll do. I'll make a comedy record. I don't have any jokes, but if I just talk long enough, I'll think of a funny way to
Eventually.
end some of these 14-minute long sentences. It almost feels like we're not allowed to make fun of him. Like
for
this
sure.
man is obviously there's something wrong with him.
We're going to be haunted by the most
I mean, can you
long-winded
just chalk
jokes.
this up to
Yeah.
being Cajun?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Cajun people are way funnier
God,
than
a
this.
long-winded ghost is very funny.
He's like, hello.
Hello, did you have a problem with my album?
There's really no information about
Is there a
him.
photo of this guy anywhere even? Or a video? Did he ever, 78?
He died in 1970 something. Yeah, it's
Yeah, this is what he looks like. We could put it up.
kind of
on-
looks like Shemp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
he
shit.
does look
he
like
really
Shemp.
does.
He-
Maybe that's how it all started. They were like, you look like Ship and you talk weird. I think you have a future in comedy.
Boy, oh boy.
All
Well, I
right.
could always edit in some other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, are you allowed to abort records and go to another? Is that even can we?
No,
to do.
No,
No,
we
well-
should all deal with this.
we should deal with. We have to wrap it up. Why don't we go to side two?
So we're at side 2, and thankfully side 2 is much shorter than side 1. Do you want to call somebody in Iota, Louisiana, and see
ask
if
them
they're
about Bud
familiar with
Fletcher?
him?
Why don't we call their like Chamber of Commerce?
Okay.
Okay, Parish Chamber. How can I help you?
Hi, this is B Money. I'm here with the O'Con Man from
Hello.
Off the Records.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Bud Fletcher, Cajun comedian?
No, sir. The name doesn't sound familiar.
We're just looking for information on Bud Fletcher because we can't seem to find any online.
I don't have any here at the Chamber. I think your best resource is probably going to be the Acadia Parish Library. They have a pretty good archive there of all kinds of things. and they actually have a historian that works there and helps run it. I can get you their phone number to the main branch. That would probably be your best starting point. I don't know if you've reaced out there or not.
No, I haven't.
No,
You're the first person
That's
we called.
perfect. Yeah.
337. That sounds like a new area code, huh?
No, it's all of us here in South Louisiana.
That's how it started.
Well,
like
I don't know. It's been
grandparent-
that way for as long as I've been alive.
Are you a fan of Cajun comedy at all?
You said Cajun?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get you another point of contact. There's a group in the area called, they just changed their name. I think it's Couillons of Comedy now, maybe.
Creoles?
Creoles?
Couillons. Couillon, it's like crazy. It means like a crazy in Cajun.
How do you spell that?
Yeah.
Couyon.
Okay.
Creon.
I don't know if that's the appropriate spelling. That's how they spell it.
I guess we're now doing an investigative report on who Bud Fletcher
I'm a
is.
documentary filmmaker, and I'm really looking for a new subject, which is why Bud Fletcher is of interest to us.
What's your day usually like over there? What do you got going on over there today?
We're a Chamber of Commerce, so we focus primarily on supporting small businesses here in the community and then bringing in industry and business to invest here in Acadia Parish. And
I never knew what Chambers of Commerce did. I just assumed.
Good ones do that, but I'm sure there are some other ones that, they're basically community-based organizations that exist to support businesses that already exist and attract new business to the area.
Maybe we could do.
The shortest answer.
Would you be interested in hosting a Bud Fletcher Memorial Comedy Festival, annual comedy festival? The Bud Fletcher.
That is actually not in our wheelhouse.
I'm going to play a cut off of Bud Fletcher's Return to the Outhouse. Now, this is called Rang That Doorbell. Just stick with us for a second and let us know what you think of this and if you can understand everything he said.
Listen, I hate to be rude, but I had to step out of a meeting to take this call, and I really need to walk back into it. We're only a two-person office.
I really feel
Here it
sorry
is. It's
for
starting now.
He was got some trouble and get in accident. He get both his arms and
hear
legs
that?
cut off.
I think she hung up.
And one night I was riding down certain part of town, and
You know what? I think we just got to go through the looking glass here. I also found the record label's phone number.
Oh.
Wow.
It's still around?
I mean, the website hasn't been updated since 1996.
Whoa,
but it
look at
does-
that layout.
But it does
That's
have
good.
a phone number.
Okay, let's try them
I-
first.
I
then
just
we'll
got the
try
map.
This
other
is
guy.
very on brand for my documentary filmmaking
this-
ass. I did not
Honestly, doing
know
a deep dive.
Yeah.
we were going to cover a part of comedy history that's been forgotten.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Hey, how's it going? This is B Money and the Ocon Man. We were trying to call what's it called?
La Louisiane Records.
Yeah, we have some questions about. We're listening to. You're never going to believe this, but we're listening to a Bud Fletcher album, Returns to the Outhouse.
And we were as confused as a frog in a boiling pot.
Yeah, we were just we had some questions about that. So call us back at this number that I called you from. All right, give us a call back. All right, bye.
We're gonna find out. We have to find out one piece of information about Bud Fletcher.
Yeah.
We're not.
must talk-
Nobody gets out of here.
We gotta talk to that town historian at the library.
Parish Library, can I help you?
Hi, I hope so. This is B Money and the Ocon Man calling about. We have some questions about. Are you familiar with Bud Fletcher?
This is who?
Oh, B Money and the Ocon Man.
I will.
Oh. And we're
Calling a library.
yeah,
we were told to call here from the Chamber of Commerce because we're looking for information on a resident of your town from like the 1950s, 60s, and 70s.
Okay.
Bud
Who?
Fletcher.
They said that you had a historian on staff.
Okay, give me 1 second. She's on the other line. If you give me your name and number, I can have her call you back as soon as she's finished.
We'll just try back later. We're kind of we're in the middle of a podcast off the records. Are you familiar with
Okay.
that?
No, I'm not personally.
And you have not heard of the comedian Bud Fletcher from this town.
I have not, no, sir.
Okay, he's kind of the godfather of Cajun comedy.
This is
No
here
trouble.
he is here.
He got
Listen.
a real prize bull what he want put in that tad there. For exhibit that, he think he can took the first place with that, you know. But about 3-4 days before that fair start, his bull get sick, so he called the veterinarian, how you call his name there, and the doctor, he prescribed some stuff. He said, now look, he said, you got to get that bull clean out good. He said, give him animal, you know. And he said, I'm going to send you some stuff there. And he said, got a big rubber hose. He said, you fill that full, and he said, you push that rubber hole in your bull's behind.
Does this
You
ring a
fill
bell
that
at all?
hose with that stuff, man, and blow that up in that bull there. That way you're going to get him clean out good, and I believe that's all what he going to need. So Trahan, he get all that paraphernalia there and get that together, you know, and he put that rubber hose in the bull's behind, man. He fill that thing full, and he blow and blow and blow, and he blow all that in there.
Can you hear it okay?
So after he blow and blow
I can
there,
hear it.
he
If
didn't
you'd
done
like
no
to
good.
call
He
back,
called his
there's-
friend. He
Okay,
said, how
listen.
about you come and blow a little while on that hose for me there? So his friend come down, he take the hose and he pull
It's
it
almost
out,
over.
you
Here,
know?
just listen to the end.
And man, Trahan said, how come you pull the hose out like that? How you gonna blow? Well, he said, you don't thought I'm gonna put my mouth on the same end where you had your mouth, huh?
Okay. Oh,
That's a good joke.
Hey, comedy. That's comedy.
she
That's
hung
good.
up.
That's a good joke. She missed a good punchline.
Really, it was a great needle
That
drop.
was
Like
the
it was the
best
right
one.
spot to really show people what this guy does. You blow on a bull's asshole through a hose, and then you let your friend do it too. But that's gay, so then that's the joke.
That's the first joke I think he told.
Yeah,
and
that
it's
really
the third
was.
joke on side two.
Yeah, exactly. Blow on the hose, baby. That was a signature bit buried on the second
He's
side.
kind of doing, in a way, like, you know, like in Tommy Boy, where like Chris Farley keeps trying to nail that one thing about sticking
yeah.
his head up a bull's ass.
you
I'll
get
take
the-
the butcher's word for it.
Yeah, yeah.
He's doing that for every bit, but messing it up
Yeah, exactly. That's
and slow.
yeah. That's the tone of this entire record. Is that well executed joke in Tommy Boy?
Honestly, I think we hard cut to an 8-hour special dissecting the life of Bud Fletcher.
Yeah.
That could be a, I'll get all of his records and put them all, like record them all in one, like, I don't know, 7-8 hour chunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could sell. There's no way this is streaming, right? Have you looked?
I mean, we got to talk to La Louisiane Records,
Yeah,
but
see what kind of deals they have.
let me check to see if Bud.
So sure enough, that school teacher, she called the little fella's mama, and she said, yeah, teacher, she said, I told you, that's name been in the family for way, way back there, generations. And she said, when this little fella come along, we passed that same name right on to him, you know. Well, the teacher had to accept that. So about 6 weeks later, that she's got a spelling contest going on in the room. And during all this contest spelling, well, the principal walked in there and just stand around and observed, you know. And she asked a little girl, she said, Rose, stand up and spell Constantinople. She stand up, she says, C-O-T-S-A-N. No, man, C-O-T-S-A-N. Teacher says, I don't believe I know how to spell that, me. And she sit down. And she point to another little girl. She say, Marie, she say, you stood up and spelled Constantinople.
He's a
So
good
she
storyteller.
stand
Yeah,
up and
go
she start
faster,
twist
Bob.
around.
Get it.
And
Rule of
she
threes.
start C-O the same way, C-O-T-S, C-O-N.
It's like Dracula trying to tell a
One
story.
teacher, she said, I don't know how to spell that, me. And she sit down.
We
Well,
get
little
it.
damn
Third
it,
person.
McKinley, he's in the back of the room just waving his hand big, trying to tell the teacher while he know how to spell that, you know. And she looked back there, she said, oh, damn it, you can't spell. And the principal standing there, he said, well, hell, give him a chance. You know, I'll tell you, I've got a good friend, he's a state trooper.
Well, okay,
And
let's
he
hear
tell
this.
me about little
Let's hear the
incident
state
happened
trooper
one
story,
night.
and then we'll
Okay,
get out
well,
of
I
here.
just want to
It
say the
seemed that this
punchline of
fellow
this.
was out with with
His name is Damn It.
But they didn't make that clear.
And it's spelled incorrectly.
Okay.
It wasn't clear that was the joke. He was like, "Damn it, can't do it." He was like, "Hell, yeah, he can." Like, what? That
Oh, so
was
it's like a who's on first.
Yeah.
a Bud Fletcher who's on first.
That's a Bud Fletcher who's on first. A 16 album compilation, 16 discs.
There's no wordplay involved at all
Yeah.
until the last second.
All these baseball players, they got confusing names, real confusing names. Like, take, for instance, the first baseman, Kenny Who.
Has anybody done a rated X who's on first? Like,
No.
we could do that. Fuck, who the
Goo's on first.
anal sex is on second.
Yeah, big huge cock is a shortstop. And my virgin asshole is stealing home.
and the state trooper come driving by and he get
Oh, good,
down,
we're
he
still in the
throw
same
big
joke.
spotlight in that back seat. He said, "What the devil's going on back there?" Oh, this fella said, "Well, I'm just making love with my wife there." Well, he said, "Excuse me." He said, "I didn't know that was your wife." He said, "I didn't know that myself till you throw that spotlight in his face there."
Another gay thing?
This is fascinating. Let's see. Let's jump to his big closer,
Christ.
which we might already be halfway through.
Oh, I love that there's some guy in the background be like, exactly, because that's what happened to me.
yeah.
You're like, what? What?
I mean, like, clearly he's got like 6 friends there, and they're all just like, he's in their living room doing it. That's why the phone was ringing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, I was talking on the last episode about recording an album every week.
You can
For a
do
year.
this.
I could do this. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
basically he's doing like stock jokes incorrectly.
Yeah.
Like he's doing street jokes.
Yeah, totally.
Take my wife, for example.
Yeah, you could talk in a direction for 80 minutes and it'll be at least half as funny as this, if not 10 times funnier.
I am floored. This might be the best pick that's ever been picked.
It is. It's fascinating, and it's what else is funny is this is the most of a record that we've listened to. I think
It does seem like we hate our listeners.
It demands full attention. It's like it's like Sister Ray, Velvet Underground. You gotta listen all the way, or you won't get it.
I mean, maybe he is operating on a different level that, like, honestly, we haven't caught up to yet.
Yeah, it's just deconstructionist comedy. It's
I mean, should we just call a random number? I'll call a business in this town.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, I'm going to put my grandfather, his name's Bud, on the phone. He has a question about something, and just start playing one of his bits.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Can I pee before you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go in your pants.
This is Bud Fletcher stuff.
Euclid Records.
Hey, how's it going, man? It's B Money and the Ocon Man.
Hello.
Calling about. Do you have any comedy albums there?
We do have a small section of comedy records upstairs, yes.
Do you have any Bud Fletcher albums? Are you familiar with Bud Fletcher? He was like the premier Cajun comedian for a while.
I personally am not, but I can go check and see if we do. Give me 1 second.
Well, okay.
They're fucking rocking and rolling in there.
Yeah, what is this?
We do have one Bud Fletcher. It is Bud Fletcher at the Outhouse.
Oh, the first one. How much you selling that for?
It is $5. I can hold it for you behind the counter.
Perfect. I actually have a friend in New Orleans that I'm going to have pick it up for me.
Okay.
Well, just have them tell us what they're looking for, and it'll be behind the counter.
What are you guys listening to there now?
We are listening to a record by an Australian band called, I think, Lefty, how would you pronounce the name of this band that we're listening to at the moment?
Imagine Dragons.
We're Oogbogo. It's OOG and then BOGO. We've been listening to the record a lot recently. It's very good.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Well, we'll
if you
check
want
it out.
that too, it's here.
Okay. Well, we both
right.
introduced each other
Yeah.
to different records. Now you know about Bud Fletcher. You can play that next.
True.
And we'll listen to Ooga Booga or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Well,
Somebody's going to come grab that.
It'll be fun. All right.
All right, appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, bye.
You know Zach Broussard. He knows who
Oh,
Bud
yeah.
Fletcher is.
He does.
I just text messaged him. He's like vaguely. He's like an old Cajun comedian.
Yeah.
That would be about the extent of what anyone would know about Bud Fletcher.
Hello.
Hey Zach, it's Sean. I mean, it's the Okama and B Money. But we're doing an episode about Bud Fletcher, and we've looked up. He's like the premier Cajun comic of the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, and we've been trying to do a deep dive, finding out anything about him. We've called Chambers of Commerce. We've called his record label.
Called libraries. We called a record store. Nobody's familiar with him.
Well, that's where you're doing it all wrong. You got to go down to your local bait shop. And you're gonna have to- You know, the Cajun people, we're not fans of written records. This is all passing through word of mouth, and we whisper our secrets into old tin cans, and we bury it with our moonshine. But I am vaguely aware of Bud Fletcher. You know, he was not the guy, because obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm only 21 years old.
Okay.
And so Bud was a little before my time, but there were like later comics that I heard about that were like somewhat popular in like the 90s, but they would always be referred to as like the next Bud Fletcher.
Not a compliment.
That's an insult.
So have you ever heard?
Yeah, I guess.
Have you ever heard Bud Fletcher?
No, it's so funny because when you texted me and I was like, all right, I know who this is kind of.
Okay.
But I have never heard Bud Fletcher, and I got even more mad reading that he's not actually Cajun and that he just does a Cajun voice.
Oh, my God.
Zach, you have no idea. It's like a bad Cajun voice. He keeps going into German a little bit.
It's odd. Well, you know what? We'll get whatever information you have about him, and then you can listen to the closing or the last whatever of the record with us.
I would love that. I'd be honored. You know, I'm trying to think. There's one guy that I'm trying to look up who's the guy that I grew up. This guy who wrote an album called The Red Tennis Shoes. Oh, this guy. So Ralph Begno is the guy that was. My goal is to school you guys for who like the real authentic Cajun comedians were.
Please.
What was his name?
In the 90s, there was one star, and ultimately, this is as sad as it is. It might be why I pursued comedy. It's because there was a guy named Ralph Begno who had an album called The Red Tennis Shoes Diaries, I believe. But everything I've seen from him has not been great. But he was just like the guy who would be on TV, on like our local TV stations, and be referred to as a comedian. And I remember just being like, man, that must be the life.
This guy looks
And here we
cool.
are.
He kind of looks like Rafi.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of Cajun men look like Rafi.
Is it possible that like Cajun people just didn't know what comedy was?
Yeah, I think that's at least my excuse still. But I think that I think that comedy. I have not listened to Bud Fletcher, but if I can assume, is he just telling like is he telling like Boudreaux and Thibodeau jokes? Is he telling like jokes that are just like bad stories?
They're bad stories.
Yes.
They're bad stories, and like they're so slow. Like there seems to be no like even interest in comic timing.
There's no timing at all.
You know, I do think that my grandfather, who was like truly a funny man, like there is like an element to like Cajun comedy that is just like kind of just being a little insane. And like my grandfather used to like, he would tell stories to me, and it would become clear over time that he was making up what he was telling me. And then once I realized that he was making it up, he would just slowly wink at me while he would tell me stories that were just full of shit.
That tracks with what Bud Fletcher's doing. Is like they are all tall tales told outside of school. Like
They're tall tales. Yes, my grandfather used to tell like this one story about how like he caught a bunch of ducks one time when the bayou froze over, and the whole joke was that he basically went home and the bayou froze over, and there was a bunch of ducks that got frozen on the swamp. And so he went home and he put a bunch of string in his pocket, and then he went down to the bayou and he got naked and he swam down underneath the ducks, and then he took out the string. And the whole joke, he would wait there at that moment, because you have to realize that he took his pants off, so he didn't have his pockets, like he didn't have the string in his pocket. And that was the joke. And, we had a good time. I think, again, he worked very hard.
So, is he swimming? Is he underneath the ice?
Yeah, he's swimming underneath the ice to tie string to the duck's feet. That's the general part of the story.
That is better than Bud Fletcher.
Definitely.
Now, if you could stretch that out into like 10 minutes, that's a solid Bud Fletcher.
I am very excited. Have you guys ever talked about Boudreaux and Thibodeau jokes on the podcast? This is huge.
Boudreaux and Thibodeau. No,
Okay.
I've never even heard of it.
I'm gonna find a good reference. I wonder if I can find someone who put it on like album. I'm sure one of these freaks did. But basically, like Louisiana and like Cajun culture, they have their own like joke format, and it's basically a Boudreaux and Thibodeau joke, and it's basically about two dumb guys named Boudreaux and Thibodeau. And like they're all jokes about how like Boudreaux and Thibodeau met the Pope, and basically. Old Cajun men like pride themselves in like memorizing thousands of Boudreaux and Thibodeau jokes, and it's kind of you either say Boudreaux and Thibodeau jokes or you're talking about pretty offensive racist stuff. So it's like would much rather an old guy saying a Boudreaux and Thibodeau joke. And so
Zach, you got to come on the podcast, and we'll find an album with Boudreaux and Thibodeau jokes.
Well,
I will gladly. I'll do some research.
Yeah, I'll throw something in when I edit it if I can find something. All right. Well, thanks for talking to us. Do you want to? I'm going to play the end of the Bud Fletcher album, and you can listen to it with us, and we'll come back and say goodbye.
I love it. Let's go.
So he fixed that up for her, and he put that on the table, and she's almost finished drinking with that highball there, and God bless, man, she starts screaming, hollering, throw her arms up in there, and she jump up, and man, she take off. She's leaving the room. Well, the bartender, he don't know what in the devil's going on there. He just start over there to go find out what is got wrong, and another lady come in, and she sit at the same table. So he just pick up the glass, and stuff, and that lady say, well, she like to have a nice highball there. So he fixed that highball for that second young lady. And man, she's sitting there sipping on that, and about the second time she take a sip, man, she starts screaming, holler, she grab her purse, and up she jump, and away she's gone. So the bartender said, now what the devil's going on over there? So he walked over there and he looked all around the table. He didn't saw nothing. So he raised the tablecloth way high, and man, there's a little old bald-headed fella under there. He said, hey, buddy, he said, what the devil you done under there? Oh, he said, well, I lose my toupee. He said, I had a hold of it twice, but somebody grabbed it and run off with it. He said, I know it was mine because it was parted right down the middle. Well, my good friend, I've been standing here for quite some time now trying to tell you a few things about what happened, but, I was feel kind of bad lately there, so I take a big dose of them magnesia stuff there, and man, let me tell you one thing, when you got to go, you got to go. So if I don't see you tomorrow, hello.
Bud.
Wow.
So how did you feel about that? Did you enjoy that?
Well, look, this is what I got to say about Bud. Is that Bud is a good guy, and he knows how to tell a good story to the people of South Louisiana, and he is and people believe him. He's he's got crazy tales, and all of them end with a guy having diarrhea, and I really respect that.
Well, and this is what I've learned from what we've listened to him. all of his stories have way too many characters.
Yeah.
There's always another. There's like one or two other people that he just doesn't need involved in the story.
He doesn't trim the fat.
He doesn't need the first lady
I
ordering a highball.
almost respect. It's like I feel like he is. It's almost like a master at work. Like he's throwing a lot of red herrings out there for you and you got to pick what you want to follow. And I respect it.
And
This is coming from a time. We did this before streaming services. We had a lot of time to kill. You know what I mean? A guy could tell a 3-hour story that was kind of funny.
Where a guy thought some woman's pussy was his toupee. And that didn't even get the 8 people in the wherever the hell he is in the barn or something. There's a creaky door. That's the other thing. This is an album that he put out, and there's a phone rings in part of it, and this is before cell phones.
Yeah.
And there's a creaky door. There's a guy coughing.
Yeah, he's in a haunted house.
Well, thank
you, Zach, and we'd love to have you on to talk more about Cajun comedy.
Buddy, this truly made my day, and I look forward to talking to you guys about Ralph Begno. I did find out this guy was born in the town that my cousin is from. He played football at Iota High. So,
oh man, he's pulling a Bud Fletcher on us. This is going to take forever.
Yeah, let me tell you where he's at. All right, guys, have a good one.
All right, see you, Zach.
Well, that was Bud Fletcher Returns to the Outhouse. What was the name of the record store you called?
Euclid Records. EUCLID.
I'm going to have my friend Neil, a stand-up comic who lives in New Orleans, go pick up that record for us.
That's great.
Bud Fletcher lives on, man.
Yeah, honestly, I think this now the Bud Fletcher.
Yeah, he's our third. Maybe every episode we play a Bud Fletcher.
That could be our October. We've been talking
No,
about
no way.
Blood Fletcher.
Our Halloween episode. Oh, boo.
This is the best pick of the
Fuck
podcast.
yeah.
This turned into maybe the most
is
interesting
great.
episode. Maybe, I don't know. We'll
So
see.
much fun.
I have
Yeah.
a lot of
Oh, my God.
a lot of work ahead of me.
I think we just gave you 96 hours of editing.
Yeah. This is what it was like to make a documentary about Chris Crofton. There was hundreds of hours of footage. You have to find the through line. Yeah, sorry I did this to you.
Well, we'll try to get this episode into some kind of film festival.
yeah. Knock mine out of the lineup.
We could do that's something to start a podcast episode festival. People submit episodes.
We should do that at Lyric Hyperion.
Oh my god. Well, yeah. Thanks, Seth, for joining us.
Yeah,
and
so much
thanks for picking this completely baffling record. And anybody listening, P.O. Box 27794, Los Angeles, California 90027. If you come across any Bud Fletcher albums, send them to us. I believe this is the only one I have.
We want more. We want all the Bud Fletcher albums. And you know what? If you listen to this podcast, please like and write a review. And hey,
make us a logo.
Yeah,
make us a website.
Yeah, a website. We need a new website.
And you can email us offtherecordspod@gmail.com if you have any records that you think we might want, or if you just want to say hi.
Yeah. And do you have anything you want to plug?
Well, obviously the Chris Crofton movie. So Chris Crofton Doc on Instagram. And then my Instagram's my name, Seth Pomeroy. Same with my Twitter. And hey, maybe my email too, if you figure out the rest of it.
At Bible.com.
Bible.com.